Hello friends, in this video we are going to do other civil uprising. Previous topic we have done with the revolt of 1857. Let's start the video. Other civil uprising. Revolt of 1857 was followed by the Indigo Revolt. Indigo Revolt, which is happening in 1859 to 60. Sansai Revolt and the other Sansai Revolt, Santhal Revolt, and the Pavana Revolt, uprising in 1853 to 76, were the other major uprising of that time. Indigo Revolt. Let's start from the Indigo Revolt. Indigo Revolt. In this was started in the Govindpur village. Govindpur village, okay, of the Nadia district in Bengal. Farmers there stopped the indigo cultivation under the leadership of the two workers. Digambaram Vishwas and Vishnu Vishwas, who worked for an indigo cultivator once. By 1860, indigo movement spread to the Nadia, Pavana, Kulana, Dhaka, Malda, Dinanjipur, etc. The intelligentsia of Bengal, through the public meeting, journal and articles in newspaper, popularized the movement. Harish Chandra Mukherjee, Harish Chandra Mukherjee, the editor of the Hindu Patriot played a major role in this. Through Neel Darpan, Din Bandhu Mitra openly picturized the auto authority of the indigo plantation owners on the farmers there. Vande Mataram slogan was the famous novel of Andan Mat. Vande Mataram was the famous song is derived from the famous novel that is Anand Mat. Okay, and written by the Bamkin Chandra Chatterjee, BCC, Bamkin Chand Chatterjee. The plot of this novel is based on the Sansi revolt. Vande Mataram was the sung for the first time in the Congress session of Kolkata in 1896. Wahibi movement which continued from the 4th to 7th decade on the 19th century, provided an organized and stiff resistance to the Britishers. Said Ahmad Barelvi or the Rai Bareli was the proof founder of this movement. He was inspired by the Abdul Wahab of the Arab, but in India the movement was majorly inspired by the Shah Waliullah of Delhi. By the effort of the Syed Ahmad Barveli, this ideology soon spread to the northwest frontier provinces Bengal, Bihar, Kabul, central provinces. He captured Peshawar for some time in 1830 but was soon killed in the Battle of Balakot. He introduced coins with his name in the Peshawar. After the death of the Sayyid Ahmad Barveli, Patna became the center of this movement. During this period, the leadership was provided by the Maulavi Kashim, Vilayat Ali, Inayat Ali, Ahmadullah, etc. After the Patna, the branches of this movement was established in the Hyderabad, Madras, Bengal, UP, Bombay. Kuka movement. Next, we will going to learn about the Kuka movement. Is more or less similar to the Wahhabi movement. Both started as a religious movement, but the later on they got transferred into the political movement, which had been a common goal of exclusion of British from India. In 1840, Bhagat Jawaharlal was, who was mainly known as the Sian Sahab, started this movement from the western Punjab. The main objective of this movement was to cleanse the Sikh religion of all the superstitious evil practices and to make the picture to make it pure. In 1872, the leader of this movement, Ram Singh, was exiled on the Rangoon, where he died in 1885. Pagalpanthi was a semi-religious group founded by the Pagalpanthi. It was founded by the Karam Karam Shah. Pagalpanthi was a semi-religious group founded by the Karam Shah. Tribal peasants organized themselves under the Karam Shah's son Tipu to fight the operations of the Jamindar. Tipu captured the Sherpur in 1825 and made himself the king. He became so powerful that he started exercising the sovereign powers like appointing a judge, a magistrate, and a collector. Farijes, the Fariyajis were the follower of the Muslim sect founded by the Haji Sariutullah of the Faridapur in eastern Bengal. They advocated radical religious, social, and the political changes. Saritullah's son Dudu Mian organized his followers with an aim to expel the English intruders from the Bengal. This revolt continued in between 1818 to 1862 AD. At the end of the follower of this sect got merged into the Wahhabis movement. Wesley's Wesley in 1805 compelled the Maharaja of Trambakore, Kerala to accept the subsidiary alliance. Maharaja was very unhappy with his alliance and was hesitating towards completing some of its terms. The behavior of the English residents was rude and was full of hatred. As a result of this, Diwane Belu Tampi, with the support of Nair battalion, revolt against them. Vasudev Balwant Padhake, 1845 to 83, was one of the leading earliest Indian revolutionary who organized the Ramosi tribes and trained them into the fighting force. He founded Ramosi Farmers Group. Gadakrish were the hereditary workers of on the Maratha fort. They forced an exploitative collection of the land revenue. They were expelled from the Maratha army and their land was given under the guardianship of the Mamatadars. This situation made this revolt in 1844 at the Kolhapur. The Kondwa tribes of the hilly tract, the Kondwa tribes, the Kondas tracts of the hilly tract extending from the Tamil Nadu to the Bengal and central India. They were virtually independent. They rebelled against the British in 1817 to 1856 AD. Chakrasi Biswai, a young king, led the Kondas, who were joined by the Gumsars, Kalahandi, and the other tribal to oppose the abolition of the human sacrifices. The introduction of the new taxes and the entry of the Jamindars into their areas, Kondas opposed the establishment of the Maurya Regency. Coal Revolt. Coal Revolt, which was led by the Buddhu Bhagat, Buddhu Bhagat in the Chota Nagpur area of 1831 to 32. This movement continued internally till 1848 when his revolt was finally suppressed. Vahergar Revolt. Next one is Vahagera Revolt. Vaghera Revolt in the Barodara was against the English. It took place in 1818. Chronological order of the main revolt in India before 1857 in is the first one is Bengal Spinny Mutiny. Bengal Spy Mutiny in 1764. Next one is Vellore Spy Mutiny in 1806. Next one is Revolt of Kutch in 1819 to 31. Next, Coal Revolt. Coal Revolt. It happens from 1831 to 32. Then the Santhal Revolt. Santhal Revolt. It happens from 1856 to 55 to 56. Okay, these are the main revolts. In 1855, in 1855, Santhal was the important tribal revolt in which we see a lot of tribal angers and the hatred against the Britishers. The revolt took place at the Lamine Echo area between the Bhagalpur and the Rajmahal Hills. Moneylender and the Britishers were exploiting them together. Interest ranging from 50 to 500% was taken from the Santhal borrowers in Sidhu, Kanu, Chand, and Bhairab, were the four brothers who gave leadership to this revolt. Sidhu once said to of official God said to me that the country is not of bosses. God will fight for our side, and in this way these bosses are soldiers will fight with the god. The revolt continued till 1856. At last all the leaders were captured and revolt was suppressed. In 1855 Santal's revolt in Bhaginidhi taluka of Bhagalpur. Santals defeated the army of the British led by the Major Muborj Baroj. At last, a commissioner of the Bhagalpur Brown and Major Lloyd ruthlessly suppressed the revolt. Veil Revolt, Veil community. Next, we are going to read about the Veil Revolt. Veil Revolt. Veil's community, which lived in the western coast in the Khandesh Revolt against English in 1831, officially blamed Peshwa Bajirao II and his representative for the Timbakji Dangalia for instigating the wheels for the revolt. In reality, the agriculture hardship and the fear of the new English government was the main reason for the revolt. In 1825, under the leadership of the Sevaram, Wales revolt again. Predecessor ruthlessly suppressed the revolt for the second time with some efforts. Rampa Rebellion. Rampa, Rampa Rebellion. Rampa Rebellion. Rampa hilly areas lies north of the Godavari River in Andhra Pradesh. The tribal revolt was against the exploitation by the moneylenders and the Forest Acts. In the second half of 19th century, Surji Bhagat and the Govind Guru named the social reforms tried to bring some reformers in the tribal communities residing in the Mewar of Rajasthan, Dungarpur, Bansal, Wada, Pratapgarh, Sirohi, Pali, etc. Guru Gobind also called the Lasodhiha established Sabaha, Sabaha Sahab, Sabya Sabha in 1883 with an aim of organize the bills. He is also called the founder of the Lasodhiya movement. Bisha Munda, Bisha Birsa Munda lead the revolt of Munda tribes in 1899 to 1900. A collective forming the prevailed in the Munda community, but the zamindar, contractor, moneylender, etc. attacked this tradition to crave out their own interest. Munda chief fought 30 years to preserve their traditional farming. This revolt is also known as the Sardari fight. Sardari fight. In 1895, Bisa declared himself as the messenger of the god. The revolt was most famous among the revolt of his time. The revolt started against the attempt to replace the traditional collective farming practices with the jamindar or individuals. Individual ownership practices. Khant, Khati, and the Mundraris were the traditional collective farming practices of the Mundas, but with the message of the time, Birsa transformed this revolt into the religious and political movement. He is called the Pita. Jagat Pita, Dharti Aba, he said, "We will fight with non-tribal and will color this land red with their blood like a red flag." In March 1900, Bisha was arrested and died in the prison. The area in between Ranchi and the Bhagalpur was under his influence. He called the worship of one god Singh Bonga, renouncing the worship of their gods. Takar Babu was used for Adivasi for the tribal population. He was the general secretary of Harijan Sevak Samaj, Sevak Sangh. Housing, the Who revolt in 1820 to 1821 takes place in the Santal house, that is also known as the Who revolt. Who revolt in 1820 to 21 take place at the Santal subdivision of Bihar. Kaiwara tribal movement in 1875 was led by the Bharati Manji. Surinder Sai, the claimant of the throne of the Sambalpur, led the movement against the British in 1862. He surrendered. The Mofal revolt took place in 1821 at the Malabar area. Here the Muslims were the major sharecroppers, Tintin and the Hindu were the Jamindar. The revolt took place due to the exploitation by the Jamindar. A home revolt, a home revolt in 1828. Next is Tana Bhagat. Tana Bhagat movement. Tana Bhagat movement started in 1914 at the Chotanagpur by the Oran tribes. Jatra Bhagat, Balmar Bhagat, and the Devaniya Bhagat led the revolt. The Jadongnang was the first tribal leader inspired by the Mahatma Gandhi and his philosophy. He was the pioneer freedom fighter of Naga community in the Manipur. In this video, we have learned detailed information of the other civil uprising in the 1857 and after that, on before that revolt. So if you like the video, please subscribe the channel and share with your friends. We will meet with the new another knowledgeable video. अपना ख्याल रखें, अच्छे से पढ़ाई करें और अगर आपको वीडियो अच्छा लगा तो वीडियो को लाइक भी करें। चलिए मिलते हैं अगली वीडियो में। थैंक यू सो मच। धन्यवाद।